Alright, whatever. We're just gonna deal with it. Just gonna deal with it, gang. This is so weird, though. Whoa, whoa, wait, whoa. Whoa, wait, whoa. Wait, Command Z. Oh, fuck, dude. These buttons are different, bro. I just got a laptop, bro. I'm gonna app a laptop with it. But, anyways, coming into the day today. This is so weird. All right, coming into the day today, right? We're coming down into this daily fair value gap, just on the daily. We'll talk about that. But overall, we had this daily SMT right here. This was what, Wednesday's high, right? Either New York or London size. But anyways, right? Yes, a lot stronger than NQ, right? We put in this SMT right here, right? Now we get a larger time frame SMT. This is the daily SMT. So in terms of time-based liquidity, it's looking pretty good, right? Once again, though, we're kind of in a chopping profile, and after yesterday, like we kind of swept some lows and just popped up off of some higher time frame PD raise, right? But we really do have just this daily SMT right here, right? And off of that, right, what happens, right? We even protect all these highs right here, so it's a lot of divergence between the two indexes right here. But off this, we get to change the state, right? We disrupt, we break one PD array and this order block as well. So two PD arrays get broken. So I'm liking the look of that off rip. Like we have a daily SMT, a change in the state, this nice down close candle with this fair value gap, and two PD arrays broken. I want to say at least three though. And on top of that, right, ES didn't make this change in the state, right? In fact, actually, it just bounced off this, right? It did break this two fair value gaps, but didn't break this order block, right? Actually bounced off of it, right? So we didn't get a change in the state here. NQ did, but immediately after this change in the state, we popped back up, right? So off rip, and we have an SMT at Asia lows here. So although I do expect, this daily SMT, the larger SMT with all this divergence here, to overall play out, I was kind of like coming in the day. Well, we also have this daily or this Asia session SMT, right? We do have these lows left down, but we have this Asia session SMT and pop up, right? And this big pop, right? So we're coming back into this fair value gap right away, like this. Right after we make this change state, we're coming back right away, right? No expanding, no nothing like that below it, right? So I'm kind of waiting here because I'm still thinking, it could go either way, right? I would originally or ultimately like to see it move down, right? But this model is pretty weak that we've gotten so far, right? We're kind of just order flow is kind of just in this chop consolidation profile, right? But anyways, coming into the day, right, on the 15-minute in here, right, I'll zoom in real quick. We have a 15-minute unicorn model right here, right, with this high, low, higher high, shoot down through these lows with these very strong candles, right? We come up in London session, right, after sweeping Asia lows, pop up right back into here, right? And the fact that we reject this pretty hard, I'm starting to like, right? And, you know, so it's looking like our thesis of, to the downside, right? With this model, with this SMT, this daily SMT could originally or eventually play out, right? Even after this Asia session low, right? Or SMT right there. It was just a road bump in the whole way of moving down, right? So what I want to see here, right? I'm not going to guess in here, right? Because to me, that's more like guessing. When we're up in here, right? Order flow is pretty, you know, it's indecisive. We're chopping around. Like we have this Asia SMT and this SMT right here sandwiching us. I want to see one, become obvious to me. Get rid of all this sandwiching, all this, two models conflicting each other, right? I want to see one low or high get taken to, give us the obvious, direction or bias. Because if this SMT low gets taken, right, this is immediately all this bullish, thesis that you could have had is just invalidated, right? Because this low should have been protected. Well, it's not. Same thing on ES, it's not, right? So now I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's fully on. Like the bear thesis is fully on right now, right? So now I'm just gonna wait for once we have our confirmation on the higher time frame, right? I'm just gonna wait for alignment, right, on the lower time frame. So this is London lows right here, right? London session lows. We come down here. I want to see us put in a model that shows me we're going to break, expand, and push down to the next low, right? To continue this model, right? And the next low would, you know, that's in play right here, right? Obviously, I think we're probably going to come down to some PDRs right here, but we have these daily low right here, right? In this model, if we want to use standard deviation, we're definitely most likely going to come down here and probably even lower, which we end up doing. But let's get into the model that I took right quick. All right, here it is. So we don't get this high sweep, right? But notice the bodies of these candles come into these wicks, right? Close above the wicks, and then we get this very strong, this first presented fair value gap, and this strong leg down, right? So in terms, like, I know this isn't a sweep right here. It's damn close though. I know this isn't a sweep, but this high does get protected, right? We put the candle closures in this wick and then shoot down, right? I forget exactly what it's called, but I know ICT talks about this. This is basically, you could use it interchangeably with a sweep, especially when it's in this type of context, right? So we get this first presented fair value gap as well. I'm just taking this like any unicorn model, right? We have this low, high, or this high, low, higher, high, or this sweep, right? I should have got in right here, actually. I think I got in at this order block right here. I should have got in a few ticks above, though, right here. But anyways, oh, shit. But anyways, yeah, that was my trade. I got entered right here, came down, took a little bit of drawdown, obviously, right here. We came right into this first presented fair value gap, though, and shot right all the way down to our thesis, right? So from there, actually, you could have taken another good trade because we did have 9 a.m. news coming right here. This is the 9 a.m. news candle, or technically 10 a.m. I'm thinking 9 a.m. my time. But anyways, we're sweeping a daily low with an SMT right here. What do we get here? We get a pretty strong model with this, fair value gap right here, higher high, right? This news candle fakes us out, holds this low. This is confirmation. The fact that we held this low, the algorithm is holding this low and popping back up. You could have bought anywhere in here, right? And just, this is a retracement trade, obviously on the higher time frame, right? Because, we have this 1 hour model going against us now. This is playing out. But since we have this 1 hour SMT right here, and we're coming back in this order block, this 1 hour fair value gap as well, right? There's a good chance we get a, after sweeping this liquidity, we get a bounce, right? So that's exactly what we get. And especially with news even confirming it, you could have gotten on this wick candle, right? So, and then you would have taken it just like you're playing a retracement trade. Where are you targeting on retracement trades? You're not exactly targeting liquidity, right? You're targeting PDRA. So you could have scaled some off at this order block, at this first presented fair value gap, right? You could have tried to take some off at these stacked highs right here, but you never end up getting that. And we continue to fall lower, right? So on retracement trades like that, you just want to get off early. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today, boys. That's how we went today. And the main thing, in trading is obviously, you got to stay sharp on your technical skills like this, right? Like how I'm doing with, making trade recaps and tape reading videos and, how I'm viewing the market. But more important than that, right, is your mindset and how you're responding to the environment. Like I said, that's good. That's been huge to me. Like lately, I've been trying to respond to the environment, including myself, like my thoughts, all that stuff, in the correct way, in the right way. Because there's obviously a right way to do things and a wrong way, right? Like, are you giving in to your desires in trading and just trying to find any little trade and try to make money, or are you trying to follow your system, take only the good trades, right? That make sense, that are in your system, that are perfectly aligned, right? That you've worked for, that you've worked to take, or are you just trying to take any little trade and just to try and make some money, right? That's one huge thing. And acting independent of your motivations or tiredness. I don't care, like, if I'm, I really want to make money, I'm still going to make the right decision instead, right? Obviously, your focus should be, wanting things that are good for you actually, right? But if you're motivated or if you're tired, like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, I'm still going to do it regardless, right? Or if I'm too motivated, I'm just trying to make money, right? I'm still going to act in the right way regardless, which is simply following my system, following my process, right? Getting better at it and executing when it's aligned, right? When it's in time, right? So you got to have that feel, but you got to learn that shit. So yeah, that's it for today. And yeah, just got this new laptop. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.